let's create today. And I am going to be using this awesome napkin. Like I said, this was in our Mosaic Summer Bundle, which just shipped out. Now, if you're interested in the Napkin Club, we do have a wait list right now. Right now, that's the only way to get in. So I want you to get over there, get your name on the wait list. When you become a member, you can actually go backwards, and you can, if we still have a few bundles available, you're able to actually get those past bundles. We make sure that you have an opportunity to do that. So this was in last month's bundle if you really love it. Now, today I'm going to be working on something that's just decorative, okay? It could be more, but for today, my purpose for this is going to be just decorative, okay? So I'm going to be using these melamine plates. You probably have seen these around. No, they're not paper, but they're made to look like a paper plate. Let me clink them. I'm going to clink them together here so that you see they are melamine, and they're awesome they're an awesome surface to decorate on. Okay. So this is not, I'm doing this as purely decorative. I'm going to make something really cute and decorative that I can put on a cute little easel or in a plate rack, something like that in my kitchen. Now there are ways that you can napkinize these and make them food safe. But I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that today. Today is just purely decorative and purely fun. And this will be super cute to have out in my kitchen area for summer. Okay. So there are a couple different sizes that we have. We have this size right here. And I think this is a Susan Lyles is on with me live. Sorry, I can't speak live right now. I think this is a 7-inch plate. And I believe that this one is a 9-inch. I'm going to let her tell us what the inches are because she is monitoring the comments right now and posting links. Okay, but they're just so fun, and this could be a really super cute little gift for someone. And like I said, you can if you wanted to apply resin to them, that can make them food safe. They will never be dishwasher safe, okay? But you will be able to like hand wash, like wipe them down. I would never throw them like into a sink full of sudsy water. Don't put them in the dishwasher. And I'm talking about after we've decorated them, but wiping them down, totally fine. Okay. All right. So I'm sitting here trying to decide which size I want to work with, and I'm going to work on this one. I'm going to work on the larger plate today. I think these are really cute. And what I'm going to show you could be cute for, it could be cute for maybe even a charger. Maybe you have a charger that you want to decorate into more of like just a cute accent piece, rather than using it as purposes intended to go under a plate. Right? So really, really fun. We have determined that if you do like this napkin, Renee is here with me in the warehouse today. And she's like, yeah. I said, well, do you think we have enough of this napkin to give everybody like half a napkin if they got a plate? And she's like, let me check. And then she comes back and she says, yeah, we can do half a napkin. So half a napkin for you would be 2. You'll have 2 images. It's always good to have 2 images. Just in case you have an oopsie, right? Just in case you have an oopsie. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this square, and we're going to talk about Mod Podge really quickly. So I could literally put this napkin right on this plate, okay? I actually really love the background on this napkin, so I kind of like the idea of it actually looking like a napkin sitting on a plate. I mean, right? I mean, it's cute. I think it's actually kind of cute. If you didn't want the square, if you didn't want the look of a napkin sitting on a plate, if you didn't want that look, you could just come and fussy cut, right? You could fussy cut around this image. You could just put the image here, fussy cut around some of these little honeybees, right? And put them around. But honestly, you guys, I love this background. I love this background. I think it's so cute. It just kind of lends itself, and it would be natural to see a little napkin on top of a plate. Okay. Okay. Susan tells me that the plates are 7.5 inches and 9 inches. So I'm working on a 9-inch plate right now. If you were working on a 7-inch plate or 7.5-inch plate, you can see this would hang over a little bit, or you could, again, just fussy cut around the image, around everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do is separate this napkin. I do my lick and stick method. You guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know this just works so well. But if your spit isn't as sticky as mine, I get it. You can always just put a little tiny dot of Mod Podge on your fingers and tap it together till it feels sticky, not gluey, but just kind of sticky, and it will work in the same way. So this napkin is a 3-ply napkin. So it's going to be important that we get off all the plies. And I'm seeing now that I did not really cut this very straight. So let me kind of adjust my cutting, since I'm not going to fussy cut this. I want it to look like a napkin on a plate. I know most of the time we're trying to make our pieces not look like a, not necessarily look like a napkin, just use the artwork on the napkin. But I think I want this to be a napkin. Okay, so let's get this other ply off. It is important. We got to get all the plies off, or the top piece of the tissue is what we really want. And if we don't get all those plies off, the top tissue tries to release when we go to decoupage it on. Okay. Hello. Good morning, everyone. You know, I feel like I just jumped in here and just started rambling and talking. I didn't really get a chance to really say good morning to everyone. So good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Are you happy that it's Friday? It's always a good day when it's Friday, right? I'm excited because tonight I'm actually the Great American Scrapbook Convention, GASC, which is put on by Creating Keepsakes, Creating Keepsakes, yes, is happening in Denton, which is about a half hour from where I live. And so I'm going to be going out there to be promoting tonight at their crop. They have a crop from 6 to 11 on Friday night and Saturday night this weekend. So I'm going to be going out there to promote my my Page Builders Clubhouse to those scrapbookers, and then also to promote our live event. We have a live event called Memory Keeping Matters coming up in October. And so we're even having a raffle out there. Somebody's going to win an actual spot at that event. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I still have more fun for this weekend. And then I also have a bridal shower to go to tomorrow. So yes, it's going to be a really fun weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I want to talk to you about Mod Podge. All right, I want to talk to you about Mod Podge. So there are 2 kinds of Mod Podge that I really love. All right. Now, some of you out there know that there are lots of different kinds of Mod Podge. One Mod Podge out there on the market says that it's dishwasher safe. And although it might be dishwasher safe, the first few times you use it, I do not really care for that product. I hate saying that, but I just don't. I would tell you, if you're doing napkin art on something, don't put it in the dishwasher. Even if the product tells you it's dishwasher safe, just don't do it. It's not going to hold up. It's not going to hold up year after year, month after month. It's just not going to hold up. Okay. So just don't go there. Anything that you're doing napkin art to, don't put it in the dishwasher. Okay. Even if we resin it, even if we make it food safe, it will be one of those items that will be kind of a wipe down item. It's going to be a hand wash, wipe down, wipe off item. Okay. So no soaking in sudsy water overnight, no dishwasher. Okay. Yeah. I just got to tell you like it is. I mean, you know, save your money on some of those things. They don't always work exactly like you think. And especially with napkin art, that's the thing. You can say that it might make something safe, but it's not always the best for whatever you're decoupaging. Okay. Now, the 2 that I really love to use, that I use the most often, Mod Podge Matte. That is probably I mean, I use this a ton of the time because it just works so well on lots of surfaces. And I love the matte finish. I don't like the glossy. That's another one. I don't like the glossy. It has kind of a reddish orange label, I think, because the glossy, for whatever reason, even a month after it's been dry, right, like a month later, it still feels sticky. It still feels tacky. And I don't want my pieces feeling sticky. Okay. So I don't really care for the glossy either. I like Mod Podge matte. You get a kind of a nice, pretty matte, somewhat matte slash satin finish. It's really nice and great for napkin art. Now, the other Mod Podge product that I use is Hard Coat. This is the purple label, Hard Coat. Hard Coat is great when you're napkinizing surfaces that are non-porous. So what is a non-porous surface? Let's talk about that. Plastic, glass, metal, something that is just slick and smooth, right? Like those type of surfaces. I really like using the Hard Coat for, much better than the Mod Podge matte. So it's one of those things where, there are also some things that for napkin art that I prefer to use a clear gesso for, or a matte medium. There's just, it's not like there's one set thing that works the best for all decoupage projects, right? A lot of it depends on the surface. So for today's surface, I'm actually going to use the Hard Coat. I really think these have kind of they're a great finish, because I want you to notice they don't have a glare, like they're not coated. Okay. You see how they're not like plasticky coated, like maybe a charger might be. They're not like that. They have a matte finish. So honestly, on these plates, I really think you're going to have a great finished look with Hard Coat or the Mod Podge matte. I'm going to use the Hard Coat because I just kind of like the finish a little bit better for things that have this slick, smooth surface that are non-porous. Okay, does that make sense? All right, I'm just giving you a little insight on why I do what I do. Okay. All right. So again, I'm not even fussy cutting this. I want this to look like a napkin on a plate. That's what I want. And I love this beautiful message on here. I love the honey jar. I'm big into jars. I love anything in a jar. I love the message 100%. Be wonderful, be you. What a great little inspiring message. I love the lemons and of course the dripped out honey and the little honeybees. I think it's really cute. All right, so let's do this. You guys ready? Yes, you ready? Okay, so I'm going to I'm just going to go dip straight into the jar today, into my Hard Coat Mod Podge. Make sure that you have a clean brush. And the other thing I'm going to tell you is use a paintbrush. Don't use a foam brush. You know what I'm talking about, those black foam brushes. Especially with decoupage, I have found that something about the decoupage, about the Mod Podge or decoupage medium, whatever you're using, something about that causes the foam to kind of disintegrate, and you wind up with these little black specks on your projects sometimes. And I do not like that. I don't want to have to come back and pick off the little black specks of foam. So we do want to make sure that, our surface is nice and clean. And notice what I'm doing. I'm coming back around here, okay? Because I want to make sure I don't get too much in these little valleys, these little ridges on the edges of the plate. And now I'm just going to lay my napkin right onto the plate, just like if I was setting a place setting or something up. And because this is a smooth surface, okay, because this is a smooth surface, this is melamine. It's an uncoated melamine, which is awesome. Great for being creative with. I'm going to use my plastic wrap. I talk about this all the time. I like to use deli bakery sheets. They just pop out of a little box like Kleenex. But you can use any kind of plastic wrap in your kitchen. So I'm going to start right here in the center I really want to make sure the center is nice and flat. And then I'm going to start, and I kind of use this fatty part of my fingers here. And then I'm going to start kind of smoothing out to the outside edges. This is going to be especially important on this one because our napkin is going to overlap those ridges, right? Those little mountains and valleys, those ridges around our faux paper plate, right? It's not really a paper plate, but it looks like one. So when I do come up on these edges, you're going to want to make sure that your finger is going in those valleys, over those mountains, right? We want this napkin to conform to this plate. All right. I think it just looks so cute. Like, you know, I think it'll be adorable in a kitchen. Do you guys display plates in your kitchen? Do you have a plate rack on the wall, or they make plate racks that stand on your counter? Also, just putting it in a cute little easel, right? That's probably what I may do. But I love doing little things like this. Like this could be so cute, just sitting next to your stacked cookbooks, or you know, some of your other summer decor. So we're going to make sure that we're really going. We're really getting this napkin impressed, right, and kind of molded to our beautiful melamine plate. And you should have a very, very smooth finish if you do it in this way. Okay, very, very smooth finish. So now then I'm going to take this off. Now you're not going to yank this off. Okay, you're going to carefully peel it off because we have been using a lot of pressure on this. So our Mod Podge has soaked up through the napkin, which is a good thing. And you'll be able to see it on here. Let me hold it up close. You'll be able to see that Mod Podge on your plastic wrap. Okay, that's a good thing. You should see it. Okay, you should see it. And I mean, look how cute this is going to be. Okay, I'm going to kind of try to show you on the edges. It may be kind of hard to tell. Do you see? Oh, there's a good shot right there. Do you see how it's conformed? Right? It looks like it's just part of the plate. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this. I mean, this is easy. This is easy. This is Napkin Art 101. Okay. Now, if you become a member of the Napkin Club, we take it even further. We take it a lot further, actually. In fact, the most recent project that we've been doing is we are napkinizing some pavers for outside, like pavers, like stepping stones, pavers for the garden or your flower bed, or even if I have several of them put together in front of my an outside building in my backyard, almost like a little patio area. So tomorrow afternoon, just in case my Napkin Club members are here watching, and I know that they are, if you, we napkinized our stones, we did that workshop this past Tuesday. Sometimes you need time for things to cure, and that's what these needed. And so we're going to be sealing them on Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon is my first free day where nothing is going on. So I'll post a time in our Napkin Club when we're going to do that. I want you to watch that process. All right. Okay, so I like to dry it. I like to dry them before I top coat them. So what I'm going to do is actually top coat this again, because this is purely decorative to me. I'm not serving anybody food on this. I'm not putting this in the dishwasher. This will be a damp cloth cleanup, right? Just like if I need to clean it or dust it or whatever. If you did want to serve some food on a napkinized plate, like a melamine plate, like I'm doing, you can apply art resin to your plates. And after about 48 hours of the art resin curing, they will become food safe. However, they will still not be dishwasher safe. Okay? There's a difference. And so we have in the Napkin Club, we have used resin before on these plates, and they've just been awesome and wonderful. But this one's going to be purely decorative, so no reason for me to resin it. It's just going to be decorative. It's something cute I want to put in my kitchen. And again, I'm going to be a little careful about all of these little ridges. I want a light coat. I don't want any drips happening in those little ridges. So I'm just kind of keep brushing over them to make sure that that my top coat is not too heavy. We have to seal the napkin. There's no way around it. We have to seal it. We want to protect it. Remember, it's just that little piece of tissue. Okay. So yeah, we have to, you know, take care of it. Let's see. What is the question that's going on right now? Yes, if you put a candlestick or some kind of a riser, even a cute mason jar, how cute would that be? If you put something underneath it, they could become a pedestal for you, like a platter or a pedestal. And again, that could be for decorative purposes only. If you want to make it food safe, you'd have to apply some art resin on top of it. Okay. Or put a little paper doily or something, you know, like that. So let's go ahead and dry this again now. Oops, I got something on my finger right here. Always, if something gets on my plate, it's because I haven't cleaned my hands in between steps. Keep some baby wipes close by and clean those things up. All right. Here we go. So I'm just drying, and you're going to love the finish with this. I love anything. I don't like things to have a super glossy coated finish. Resin will give that to you. So if that's, like I said, that's the only way really to make it food safe. After about 48 hours, it would have to cure, completely set up and cure and all those things. I'm just so drawn to surfaces that have more of a satin finish, a matte finish. I don't know why, and that could just be personal preference. I don't know, but things just look more natural to me that way. Like this looks more naturally like a plate that I set a napkin on. All right, let's see how we're drying here. Now we're going to do something else to this. Okay, we're going to make this even cuter. You guys ready? Okay, so let's look at it up close. I mean, it's adorable. Look at it. It's so cute. So just imagine how cute that's going to be if I sit that in a little easel or I put it on a plate rack. They make plate racks that can hang on the wall. They make plate racks that can stand on your counters, or even, like I said, just in a cute little easel. Like, it's just adorable. Let's look at it over here. Isn't it cute? So I just think they're really, really fun. Really, really fun. So we're going to do something else to this. I'm actually going to bring my camera down a little bit because I have sealed this. All right. And I want you to look at do you see how, like, it's not real shiny? You don't get that super glossy look, but it is sealed. I can wipe over this. I can clean over this. I can, you know, all the things. It's going to be more of a hand wash or hand clean type thing. Okay. Let's just say, because it's happened before, that I have this adorable plate and I have it on a cute little easel with a few other things in my kitchen, maybe a bowl of lemons or whatever, you know, and I go to open up, I don't know, some soda, and it explodes all over the kitchen. It's going to be okay because I'm going to be able to wipe that off of my plate. I'm going to be able to get a washcloth and clean my plate. Okay. I'll be able to clean those things. But if I hadn't sealed this project, what is a napkin's purpose in life? It's going to be to absorb, right? It's going to be to absorb. So it is important. We have to seal our projects so that we can clean them, so that they can be protected when life's little accidents happen, you know, when things happen like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is talk about a product called Glossy Accents. How many of you know what Glossy Accents is and have ever used it? Glossy Accents is a lot of crafters use it for a lot of things. Paper crafters use it to create almost like an enamel type finish over Maybe they're letters, alpha stickers, embellishments, things like that. We can use glossy accents in some really fun ways. Now, the only thing you need to know, you can see it comes in 2 different bottles. If you haven't tried it before, I'd just get the small bottle. You can try it. I love it. So glossy accents it's going to come out milky. Okay. It's going to come out kind of milky white, but it's going to dry crystal clear, but it's going to give us that glossy or wet look where we want it to be. Okay. So it's dimensional in the sense that it stays where you put it. It doesn't run. Okay. So where do I want to put this glossy accents? Well, I'll show you where. I want this honey to look wet, right? I want it to look wet and sticky. Okay. So let me show you. In the small bottle, it has a nice little precision tip like this. Most of the time, I'm applying it straight from the bottle. In the bigger bottle, same thing. It's got that same dimensional tip. It is so fun. There are so many things you can do with glossy accents, but for me today, this is what I want to use. The resin, yeah, Susan, I don't think we have any resin in stock right now, but we use art resin typically, and you can find that at Hobby Lobby carries art resin too. Different craft stores will carry it. So I'm going to take my glossy accents, okay, and what's going to happen is when it dries, it's going to be a hard, clear, glossy finish, okay? I don't want gloss everywhere, but I'd like for this honey to look glossy, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to come in here now. I just want you to see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to squeeze it out, and I'm literally just kind of filling it in. I'll bring it I'll bring it close to the camera in just a second. It stays where you put it. It stays where you put it. So I squeeze a little bit out and then just use the tip to kind of move it around. I want this honey to look like honey. It'll be so cute. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like. Well, you can see it right there. Right now, it's a little whitish, okay? Anytime you use glossy accents, it's going to have kind of a little milky-ish kind of look, but it is going to dry crystal clear. Now, also something you should know is it takes time for it to dry. This is not something that's just going to be dry in 5 minutes. And in fact, this is what I would tell you, because I have messed up. And I've been using this product for years, okay? And I still sometimes mess this up. When you think it's dry, don't touch it and let it sit a little bit longer. There have been times when I thought it was dry, and so I went to touch it, and my fingerprint now is in that glossy for all eternity, okay? Don't touch it. If you think it's dry, let it wait another half hour. Let it wait another hour, okay? It's really tempting to touch it, and it's really hard to tell when it's completely dry because it's got that wet look, right? So just be patient, and don't be too anxious to touch it, okay? If you think it's dry, let it wait a little longer. I'm going to put it all over this honeycomb right here. So cute. And it'll stay raised. It's just awesome. So you can see kind of what's happening there. Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, now the other thing that I love glossy accents for is anything that I want to look like glass, right? Because glass would normally kind of have that look to it. So it's great for anything that you want to have either look kind of you want to have that wet look, or possibly even a glass type look. Also, it's adding dimension, right? It's adding another layer of dimension because it's raised, right? It's going to stay. It's not going to be super flat. It could be flat if you put it on with the brush and you put it on really thin, okay? But I'm not doing that. I'm going for the thick, wet, look. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come in here and yeah, I'm going to add it on the glass portion of my honey jar. And again, I love it because it stays where you put it. And I'm not going to put it on the label. So I'm just going to kind of go around the label here. And if you wanted to, like where this jar has like this cute little twine around it, you could even put your own twine there if you wanted to. That would be really cute if you wanted to add some further dimension to the plate, since it is going to be purely decorative for us. Now, if you get a bubble, do you see that? I just got a bubble. Sometimes a bubble will pop out of your little thing. You're just going to pop it. You just want to pop the bubble before it dries in. You can usually, I just use the tip to pop a bubble. If it's a smaller bubble, you could use even just a little pin. So I'm going to go around this bumblebee, honeybee. And I'm just going to fill in. So now all of that glass, whoops, I missed a little part right here. And it will just kind of self levels, but it stays contained. Isn't that awesome? It's so awesome. Now, something else that we could do, you know, it's a summer plate, it's summertime. We could make something sparkle if we want to. So I'm going to take some stickles, and you're going to see stickles is kind of the same way, same type of bottle, right? I've got crystal here just because it was the first one I picked up. You could use whatever you want, but maybe you want the flowers to sparkle. Maybe you want the centers of the flowers to sparkle. I'm going to sparkle the wings on the bumblebees. And again, just going to squeeze out a little bit and just kind of move it around. That's cute. So if you're a sparkly person and you want to add some sparkle, maybe you want your lemons to sparkle. Or like I said, your lemons could sparkle, your flowers could sparkle. What do I want? Do I want any more sparkle? Well, let's just go ahead. I'm going to add a little bit, and it doesn't have to be everywhere. I'm going to add a little bit on these sliced lemons, kind of where the white is. So I just want to show you can be really controlled with it. You can be controlled with your stickles. You can be controlled with your glossy. You can also, after your glossy is dry, I mean completely dry, after your glossy is dry, you could put stickles on top of it, but this is what I prefer to do. If you know for a fact that you want something to sparkle, but you also want that wet look, right? That dimensional glossy look, what I would recommend that you do is actually apply the stickles first. Put the stickles down on that honey first, okay? Let it dry for just a bit. Won't take long. Stickles doesn't take as long to dry, especially if you put it on thinly. And then put your glossy on top of it. Remember, this is going to be crystal clear. So if I put it on top of something that's sparkly, the sparkle is going to show through the glossy. Okay, so it's just really, really fun. All right, this plate that I'm using, Debbie, is 9-inch. It's the larger of the plates. And let me just show you my bumblebee wings. Do you see? Cute. You can kind of see just the white parts of the sliced lemon. Let's do, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Do I want to, well, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm going to add just a little bit of sparkle here on my, again, it's just pretty. It just catches the light. I'm going to keep this really thin, but I'm going to put a little bit here on the fabric that's covering the jar. So it's just up to you, right? You decide where you want it to go. You decide how thickly or thinly that you want to put it on. It's just kind of fun. It's a fun way for the light to kind of reflect off of it. Okay. No, I didn't do any pen work on this one. Did you notice that? I could have. I could have come in here and done some pin work, but I'm really liking kind of how it looks already. And I just didn't feel the need to have to go in and do that. So you can see, one thing I want you to see is that it's already starting to get clear. Okay. Please don't let that make you think it's dry. It's going to take a while. Okay. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be so darn cute. And as I mentioned, if there's anything anywhere else that you want to add, just whether it's that little bit of sparkle, that little bit of glossy, or again, glossy on top of sparkle, we can do that too. I'm just putting a little bit of sparkle inside these flowers. Yeah, I think it looks great. Oh, let's do this too. I just want to show you again how fine it can be, right? So do you see the blue in the label? 100% be wonderful, be you. I'm going to just take, it's a really micro tip. So I can just take this. Remember, there's no glossy here because this is the label. This is on top of the glass. That's why I put Glossy Accents on the jar itself, because I wanted it to look more like glass. See the sparkle? Yeah, you can keep it really, really fine. You can keep it really, really fine. So another tip for you is when you're done, you've put on the glossy, you put the glossy wherever you want it to be, it needs to lay flat. Okay, it needs to lay flat, and it's going to take a little while for it to harden. And this is what it will do. That milkiness will go away. Don't think you've done something wrong. Don't think your product is defective. Glossy Accents is milky when it comes out. It's going to be kind of a milky-ish white. And then it's going to become crystal clear and hard. It's going to harden, become crystal clear, and it's still going to look wet and glossy. Okay? It's awesome. It's awesome. Paper crafters, I use it all the time. You can use it in your paper crafting. Okay. You can use it to do accents on your papers and things like that. Obviously, napkin art, we can use it on all those kinds of things. I mean, there's just, it's just one of those products that it's a great kind of a mixed media type product that you can control because it's dimensional and you can control where it goes and it doesn't spread. If I tried to do this technique, what I just did with resin, it would not work. Resin is going to spread, right? That's just what it does. It's not made to be dimensional like Glossy Accents. Okay, 2 jars. I mean, 2 sizes. Sorry, there's a little bottle. There's a bigger bottle, but they're awesome. It really is awesome. And especially summertime, I feel like I use things like this a lot in summer decor. It just kind of fits with certain things. So yeah, I think it's really pretty. Okay. I can't lift it up to show you. So you're going to, because, right, it's still wet. So what I'll do is once this is fully dry, then I will stand it on an easel. I'll put it in one of my plate racks and I'll take some pictures to show you. I'll take a good picture of like the whole thing. And then I'm going to do a few close-ups just so that you can see that part as well. And like I said, if you decide after this is all dry that you want to go in and you want to add like your own twine or some dimensional flowers on here, go for it, because this is meant to be decorative, right? This is meant to be decorative. It's just going to look so cute. And as the light kind of hits it in places, you're just going to be like, wow, this is so cool. I think you'll really like it. Yes, Glossy Accents, Sherry, really does have a very nice long shelf life. I want you to be careful about if you've had it on a shelf for a while. Okay, if you've had it on a shelf for a while, you may need to kind of, give it a shake. You want to make sure nothing's kind of settled in there. But yeah, it should be fine. It has a very long shelf life. I've had some that I've had for, gosh, over a year. And because, I mean, a little goes a long way. So like a larger bottle, that's going to last you a very long time. A little goes a long way. Okay. All right. You love honeybees and lemons. Me too. And I love the yellows and the blues. It's just such a summery, fresh kind of feeling. So yeah, I think this is adorable. So you guys can thank Renee. Renee is in charge of our warehouse. She verified that yes, if you do get a melamine plate, we'll be able to send you half of a napkin. That will give you 2 squares of the napkin, just in case you have a boo-boo or something, or you want to make a set, something like that. So if you do purchase some of the melamine plates, we're going to throw that in with your purchase today. And I hope that if this is your first time using napkin art, doing a napkin project, and you like it, I want you to go get on our wait list for the Napkin Club, because we are filling openings as soon as they come available in that club. Also, at the end of August, we're having a big open launch. We're going to be adding several more spots in our Napkin Club. Okay.